Boys and girls, I have a great story for you tonight. It's called Humpty Dumpty Climbs Again. It's kind of like the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty. It goes, the nursery rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Well, this story kind of takes place after he falls and what happens to him afterwards. Let's see what happens. All right. There he is, falling off the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Finally, one of the king's horses had the good sense to call a doctor. "Mr. Dumpty," said the doctor, "you really must be more careful. For Pete's sake, you're an egg." Yeah, not a smart thing for an egg to do, sit on a wall. Since then, Humpty has not climbed a single wall. Well, we'll return after these messages, and I think Reggie wants to be in the story again. Reggie, go away. Okay. There's Humpty just eating some chips, watching TV. Now, all the king's horses and all the king's men made jokes about Humpty Dumpty. Whenever they pass his house, they chant, "Humpty Dumpty sits in a chair. He used to climb rocks. Today he won't dare." One day, the dish went to visit Humpty Dumpty. When the dish arrived, Humpty Dumpty was sitting around in his underwear. Oh no! Watching television. He's in his underwear. "Listen, Humpty Dumpty," said the dish. "This is getting ridiculous. You used to be such a brave egg. Everybody looked up to you. Now you just sit around watching TV." "Whatever," said Humpty Dumpty. "After that great fall I had, climbing rocks just seemed so silly. What's the point?" "If you say so," said the dish, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Poor guy. Oh well. Humpty Dumpty went back to watching TV when along came a spider. The spider dropped down and frightened Humpty Dumpty right out of his house, and there in the middle of the street stood the once mighty Humpty Dumpty. Poor Humpty. Sniff, he's crying. A little dog laughed to see such a sight. And poor Humpty Dumpty headed for the hills. Humpty Dumpty kept walking until he reached the wall. For old time's sake, he climbed up a few big rocks that lay on the bottom. And he found he was not alone. "Oh, great," thought Humpty Dumpty. "And all the king's men, they'll probably make fun of me some more." You think they're going to do that? Let's see. But they did not. All the king's men had a big problem of their own. The king's favorite horse, Milk, had gotten stuck way up on the wall. "The king will have our heads for this," the men said grimly. "We're so doomed. What will we do?" What do you think's going to happen? Humpty Dumpty noticed the climbing equipment at the men's feet. Without a word, he coiled up their rope, threw it over his shoulder, and, yep, you guessed it, Humpty Dumpty climbed again. Excellent! Hooray! There he goes, up that wall. Yes, Humpty Dumpty knew he could fall, but still, Humpty Dumpty climbed up the wall. For as long as there's trouble for horses and men, good Humpty Dumpty, the egg, climbs again. We're saved! What a brave egg. P.S. And from that day on, Humpty Dumpty never climbed again without the proper safety equipment. Or pants. The end. What lesson did he learn in this story about climbing walls? Did he learn a lesson? What does he do now when he climbs a wall? He makes sure he's got his safety equipment and his pants. I hope you enjoyed that story. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.